Illinois is recognized for 5 minutes.
I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, and I'm also want to thank the ranking member for the full committee, my friend from California, Mr. Waxman, for yielding this time. Madam Speaker, I'm not opposed to drilling in Alaska, and I'm not opposed to streamlining the permitting process in a sensible and thoughtful manner. But I do object to cutting out input and participation from the very communities that will be most affected by this process, or preempting states' authority in order to expedite the permitting process for one single company. Unfortunately, many of the less affluent communities who will ultimately be adversely affected by this permitting process do not have the resources of the oil industry to lobby Congress on their own behalf. And so it's up to us, those members who represent those same people, to come to this floor to represent them. And while this bill will benefit the shell company, the repercussions and consequences, both intended and unintended, will have a much greater impact on many stakeholders. If the majority had been willing to work with our side on this bill, as we offered to on many occasions, we wanted to, we begged, we pleaded, we almost crawled to try to get bipartisan participation on this bill. If they had been willing to work, we could have crafted a bipartisan piece of legislation that could move through the House and the Senate and ultimately become law. However, this bill does not take into account some of the very real concerns that the minority has outlined to the majority on several occasions. In fact, yesterday, the White House issued a statement opposing this bill because, and I quote, H.R. 2021 will curtail the authority of the Environmental Protection Agency under the Clean Air Act to help ensure that domestic oil production on the outer continental shelf proceeds safely, responsibly, and with opportunities for efficient stakeholder input. H.R. 2021 will limit existing EPA authority to protect human health and the environment. H.R. 2021 will increase federal court litigation and deprive the citizens of an important avenue for challenging government action that affects local public health, end of quote. Madam Speaker, this bill is certainly not about creating jobs, and it's certainly not about lowering gasoline prices. It is a giveaway, a blatant giveaway, an unadulterated giveaway to the oil industry that will increase pollution along our coast. In fact, as the administration has pointed out, 70% of offshore leases that oil companies currently possess are not even at this very moment in production. 70% of the leases that the oil companies own are not now in production. And 29 million acres of onshore permits aren't being developed as we speak. So it is unnecessary for Congress to intervene by sacrificing public participation and air quality protection for the sake of expediency on behalf of the shell company, as this bill does. Madam Speaker, I sincerely hope that we can find bipartisan support for the amendments that will be offered today including my own, that will simply allow the EPA administration, the EPA administrator, to provide an additional 30-day extensions if the same administrator determines that such time is necessary to provide adequate time for public participation and sufficient involvement by affected state. With that, I yield back to Dr.
Gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from Kentucky.